helping?
Not enough.
Very briefly, right? It comes right back. Hey, what's going on, everyone? From Yeshiva Har Torah, I'm not Sean Evans, and you're watching Fake Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter chips. And today I'm joined by Rabbi Menchel. He's the longtime head of school in Rosh Yeshiva of Har Torah. He's been in charge here for close to 30 years and been in education for around 40 years. Rabbi Menchel, welcome to the show.
I think it's a pleasure to be here.
How are you around spicy food?
Mixed.
Okay, so we're going to now do the first one. We're going left to right, all right?
Starts the most...
This is the least spicy.
It's the least spicy?
Least spicy.
This is not like the least spicy.
Smell that chip and then you'll know. We're starting with the least spicy. All right, ready? Here we go.
This is Adama stuff? What is this?
It's all shahakol, I think. This one.
Oh, these are
Takis. These are what the kids all eat every day.
I know. What are they made? What is it made of? I have no idea what it's made of.
I'm sure Sean Evans never deals with bracha issues. Stone ground yellow corn.
Okay.
Have you ever had Takis before?
Once.
Kids eat these all the time.
I know.
You don't like them?
No.
All right.
And you say that's the least spicy?
Yeah, that's the least spicy. We have 8 chips today. We have a gauntlet of 8 chips today. Careful around the eyes. All right. How'd you hear about Har Torah's viral Nirvana tweet? And what was your reaction then and what's your reaction now?
I'm sure I heard about it from you. What was my reaction then? My reaction then was, if it brings simcha to people at Yeshiva Har Torah and it's clean, we're good.
Was that clean?
I think so.
Okay. All right, moving on. We'll go to the second chip. This is the Pringles Scorchin' Barbecue. Social chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Just for the record, much less than the Takis.
Okay. That's good. Let's keep it going.
Keep it going.
Keep the spice train rolling. It's been a while since you've had your own kids in school. Knowing what you know now, what's something you wish you could go back and tell yourself or do differently when your kids were in school?
That's a great question. Probably what I would do differently is I actually sent my oldest son out of town. He wasn't really thrilled about being out of town.
For elementary school?
For high school. And that's something I would probably do differently today.
All right, well, moving on. We're going to do the Utz Cheese Balls Red Hot. It's cornmeal, so we're still good on the brachas. All right?
Yeah.
All right, down the hatch.
This one?
Yeah, the cheese balls.
I don't know, Ellie, that was pretty weak, that last one.
Wow, confidence, I like it. All right, this one's a little long, so I'm going to read it. On a recent, are you familiar with the 1840 podcast? David Bashevkin's? Okay. On a recent 1840 podcast, David Bashevkin said that for Jewish education right now, it feels like a tale of two cities opening line, that it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. In his telling, never in history has Jewish education been this strong, robust, and normalized, yet it also feels so fragile and so inaccessible due to the cost. On that topic, Dr. Rivka Schwartz at SAR once wrote in a Reddit forum that, quote, "If I could get people to understand one thing about tuition, it's that it's not so high because of fripperies, it's so high because of people. And you can think that some of those people are extraneous right up until they're the people that your kids need." End quote. And then still others argue that the cost of our schools is merely a symptom of the fact that, at least in their telling, modern orthodoxy or centrist orthodoxy is fundamentally a maximalist ideology premised on the idea that we're going to take the best of the halachic world and the best of what society at large has to offer without sacrificing anything in either. And so we shouldn't be surprised that education is expensive because everything we do is expensive, including the places we live, how we eat, how we entertain, how we vacation, how our kids spend their summers, and yes, how we educate our kids. So what's your reaction to the current Jewish education system and funding model?
There's no question that... yeah.
Sorry.
Take some water.
I'm only going to do it if you do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I almost took it before, but okay.
It's allowed.
I think I'll probably have to save it. I understand that the tuition cost is something that's very important to people. It's on people's minds. I've never fully understood the balance of priorities that people sometimes establish. And, if you look at private schools are much more expensive than yeshivot. And yes, they're not as accessible, and not everyone would expect to go there. We want to make yeshiva education accessible, and that's where the tension is. We want to make it accessible on the one hand. On the other hand, we want it to be high quality. We don't want to sacrifice. We want to give our children a rich experience, and we want to give them the best foundation, both in terms of their learning and in other ways as well. So I do agree that ultimately, for yeshiva education to keep up with, to continue to attract outstanding teachers, which is in and of itself a tremendous challenge today, primarily because of the finances, we have to somehow reconcile that. We have to find a way to continue to make it possible and make it attractive for people to go into this field. And to do that, we have to be able to pay our teachers. We have to be able to pay them a living wage that gives them the capacity to live in the same communities that our children come from. And that being the case, it's a tremendous challenge.
All right, moving on. We are up to chip number 4. These are the garden veggie straws, Screamin' Hot. And these
That's the shahakal problem.
have 30% less fat, and they look very shahak potato starch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where's the hashgacha on this one? I know I checked everything. Yeah, OUD. All right, we're good. We're in business, Rabbi.
Are we at the halfway mark?
Well, this is the halfway mark. We are at the halfway mark. All right, ready? Here we go.
L'chaim.
Chaim. You're a big Slurpee guy. What's on your Mount Rushmore of Slurpee flavors?
So I primarily drink diet Slurpees. So it limits my...
Is that even a thing?
It is.
Okay.
But pina colada is very high up.
Yeah, you like pina colada.
Pina colada.
Do you like any of the red flavors?
Not as much.
All right. I didn't know you were so festive. All right, I like that. All right, so with that, we're moving on to chip number 5. We are past the halfway point. This is the Packy Haunted, I don't know how you pronounce that. We're at the Packy Haunted Ghost Pepper. Real peppers, real heat. Smells pretty strong.
Sounds very strong. Yeah.
It says they are past super hot to freaking hot. That's their words, not mine. And it's OU. And it's, this looks corny, right? Yeah, ground corn. All right. We're riding the shahakal train here.
So for that one, you might have to bench Gomel, not just chat.
Now, someone who's been around, you all right? Yeah, you need a minute here.
Okay, I think we'll
Have a
start with some water.
All right, we're hitting the water. Is that helping?
Not enough.
Very briefly, right? It comes right back. All right, I'll ask the question while you freshen up. As someone who's been around Jewish education for over 30 years, grown a school from around 150 students, if I'm not mistaken, to 800, almost 800 current students, and now one of the foremost Jewish educators in the world, what's one thing in Jewish education you're glad to have seen happen during your time in education, and one thing you wish would go away?
One thing I'm glad have seen in Jewish education is the growth of the yeshiva and day school movement. So many more children taking advantage, and so many more schools opening around the country. And I mean, personally, I'm most proud when I see our graduates, see that they have really identified with the mission of Yeshiva Har Torah, with the Hashkafa of Yeshiva Har Torah, and continue to make us proud with their value system, their priorities, and assuming their roles and positions in various communities around the country.
And what's something you wish would go away?
I wish the unfortunate image that still exists today, that parents who raise their children don't necessarily want their children to go into Jewish education. I wish that would go away, and I wish we would understand that the future of our communities, the future of our educational system, is dependent on a positive view, not just of your children's teachers, but having your children become teachers.
All right. Number 6 is these little guys.
There might be a
These
dumb one,
are
no?
ghost pepper. Oh, Trader Joe's ghost pepper potato chips. I don't know if you want to check the ingredients here.
Well, that I have to use my.
These are potatoes.
Yeah.
If spicy flavor brings you joy more than any game or toy, this is going to be too long to read through. We're going to.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Is this one of these delayed reaction ones?
Yeah, this one doesn't feel as bad, right?
So far, not.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. All right, so here on Har Torah Fake Hot Ones, we have a tradition called Explain That Gram, where we pull pictures off the school's social media account that need more context. I'm going to show you some of our school's posts on social media, and I want you to give us your take or the larger story behind it, or reaction to it.
I do remember this being shown to me. You know, I'm not on Twitter, so I don't see tweets. But I get them sent to me from time to time.
In happiness or in...
Always in happiness.
All right.
You got me. I don't have a backstory to this.
Do you think it's a good idea? Watch your eyes. Watch your eyes. You don't want to touch your eyes.
Don't want to touch your
with your fingers.
Oh.
These are. It'll hurt.
It'll hurt. Okay. Thanks.
There you go.
Thanks.
Don't you think that'd be great if you could like walk in the belt before the championship?
Doesn't send me. Sorry.
All right. I got a Torah-oriented one.
Okay. This one was. This was very creative.
That's it. That's all you got. All right.
That's all I got.
All right. Here, this is from the post from the night of Purim in 2020. So this is from.
This is the first day, basically, of going remote.
This was posted on our Instagram the day we closed school.
Post-Purim for the rest of the school year.
Post-Purim, well, we didn't know for the rest of the school year, but post-Purim 2020.
That day, that Purim, I was on my way to Muncie for a Seudah with family members. I get a call from Rabbi Ehrenfeld that he tested positive, and I quickly called Dr. Nachman and asked her what that meant for me. And she said, what that means for you is you turn around and go back home and you quarantine for the next 5 days. Quarantine meaning stay on a different floor from the rest of your family. And I actually set up an office upstairs and spent a good deal of my time in that space, and it was painful to see that we couldn't have that human interaction. I think we tried the best we could to make it a positive experience for students, but it took a toll. It took a toll on everyone. That's what it brings back. And we're almost at Purim now, so we're in a different place, Baruch Hashem.
3 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully. All right, here's another one. This one's off our Facebook account.
So, yes, somehow the person who runs our social media found out when my birthday is, and each year I am so surprised to see that something is done on my birthday. But I guess it's kind of nice that everyone wishes you a happy birthday.
All right, so should we move on to the second to last one? This is, I had to buy these on eBay because these were a limited edition over the summer and they're not around anymore.
Oh.
This is actually from the show that this is based on, Hot Ones. This is their branded Pringles. So this is the Pringles Scorchin' First Sweet Feast presents Hot Ones, Los Calientes Verde. So these are the green ones, and these were ranked pretty high on their little pepper scale there. So this should be good. I think you'll enjoy this.
Or at least someone will.
Yeah. Hopefully people will enjoy it.
Right, people watching. L'chaim.
In 1981, In 1981, you were the student editor of Yeshiva University's Guide to Kashrut and wrote an uncharacteristically scathing introductory message from the editor bemoaning kashrut becoming big business, the challenges that presented in preparing the volume, and then this remark. Regrettably, a significant part of this tedious, time-consuming project will not see the printer's ink because of a decision of your student leaders to support the administration's request that the product listing be deleted for the first time in over 2 decades of existence. 40 years later, what can you tell us about that situation and what led to it, to those comments, and why you were so bothered by it?
I'd love to know where you got this from, but
I learned from the hot father, Sean Evans, to do my research on my question.
you did well. You did well. Okay. So at the time, there had been previous editions of the Guide to Kashrut, and I got involved largely because I grew up in Muncie, and Rabbi Tendler was the advisor to the Kashrut committee, and I was shall we say, a chassid of Rabbi Tendler's in those days. And I also got involved in the committee, and we did all the work, which meant in those days information was not as accessible as it is today, and therefore we put together an extensive product listing which built on the previous but also involved a lot of additional research. Certainly had forgotten about it for the last 40 years.
You're welcome.
Thank you. However, I think the concern was that by listing the products, regardless of whatever disclaimers we would put on the list, it would seem like some kind of endorsement, and the administration of the school was not comfortable with that, of Yeshiva University. So I think at the time it was a disservice because we were sharing information that people otherwise would benefit from and weren't going to get as accessibly as this. But it didn't leave any deep scars on me, this experience.
You're not still angry about it?
I'm not angry about it.
Because it would make for a better episode if you were still angry.
I've let go. But I did notice you said uncharacteristically scathing remarks, so that...
Yeah, you're usually a pretty
chilled
guy.
Right.
I was hoping for a little more fire here.
I'm sorry. That happens the next time we eat the next item, I think.
Next year, got to try harder. All right. So that brings us to the last dab. We don't have sauce, so there's no dabbing. It's just the last chip. This is the other one I bought on eBay. This is from the summer. This is another Pringles Scorchin' First Feast presents Hot Ones, Los Calientes Rojo, the red one.
So, higher rating than the other one?
It's kind of the same, but it seemed a lot hotter to me before when I tried it. Cheers.
Chaim.
Look at you. All right.
I think it's going to come. I feel it coming.
I feel it coming on too. All right. You're famous for always having a Har Torah handy for all occasions. With your mouth fully aflame with the combined white-hot heat of 1,000 suns and the Mount Doom of Mordor, and your brain mush from completing the fake Hot Ones gauntlet, can you give us an off-the-cuff 30-second Har Torah to take us home?
The Aron was carried by the Levium, by the children of the Levium, and the Torah tells us that they had to carry the Aron on their shoulders, Bakatef Yisau, and the Gemara tells us that the Aron was nosei et nos av, that the Aron actually carried the people rather than the people carrying the Aron. And the Kli Yakar makes very...
Careful. You're sweating, Will.
Goes to the Har Torah.
Yeah.
The Kli Yakar makes an incredible, shares an incredible insight, which is so relevant to us at Yeshiva Har Torah today, and that is that when it appears that people who support Torah study and Torah institutions are giving support, in fact, they are being supported because they are nourished and they are enhanced that much more by their association with the institution, and the Torah that's studied is something that supports them and helps them.
Rabbi Menchel, look at you. 8 spicy chips up, 8 spicy chips down. There's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. Look at this camera or this camera or this camera and tell the people what you want to tell them as we leave this.
I must say that I was a little concerned when Eli first shared this idea with me. This time he stuck to his word. He said it would be relatively painless, and even gave me an opportunity to share a Har Torah with everyone. So I'm good and I'm grateful.
All right.
L'chaim.
You gonna become a regular watching the show now?
Well, I don't even know what it's on.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
It's not on cable TV?
No. They do like these little standalones on talk shows, but it's mostly a YouTube phenomenon.